Hello, happy Taco Tuesday, everybody. Since it was Tuesday, I thought how appropriate we should do taco night. But we're not gonna just do any taco night tonight. We're gonna do a really simple, easy taco casserole. If you want to, you can put it into a taco shell after it comes out of the oven, or you can just serve it as a casserole with a side dish if you want to do that way too. I found a recipe on Pinterest, and this is where I gained my inspiration for this particular recipe, and I made a few tweaks, but again, like the last couple of posts, I will post the recipe at the end, but just keep in mind a few little tweaks of my own coming in here tonight. So what I did ahead of time is I took 2 pounds of ground turkey and browned it up like you normally would for taco meat. The recipe that's going to be posted had you break up the meat and put it in the bottom of the casserole pan and then bake it. Why do that? Why make it more complicated than what it needs to be, right? So what I did is I just browned the ground turkey meat, and of course you can always use ground chicken, ground beef. You don't have to use ground turkey, but it's what I had on hand, so that's what we did. So ground turkey, browned it up. I seasoned it up with some garlic powder, onion flake, seasoned salt, and just because you always want to flavor your meat before you add the actual seasoning to it, so it really gives that nice blend of flavors. And then I put the taco seasoning packet in, just as if you were making taco meat on any other occasion. So I just made it according to package directions. So our taco meat is all done. So I'm going to take it off the stove here, and we're going to add it to our baking or casserole dish. So you're going to put the meat, all of the good meat, on the bottom of the pan. And you're going to just spread this taco meat out then across the bottom of the pan. You don't need to grease the bottom of the pan in this situation because the oil from the meat and the seasoning is all going to keep it from sticking. We got the meat spread out now, and now to prepare the rest of the casserole, I already pre-measured 1 cup of salsa, and I use the Mateo's gourmet salsa because it's my favorite salsa, but you can use whatever your favorite salsa is. So 1 cup of the salsa, and then I have 16 ounces of cottage cheese here in this bowl that I already pre-measured as well. So we're gonna combine the salsa and the cottage cheese. Now I realize you might be saying, oh, really, cottage cheese? I know there's not a lot of, some people don't care for cottage cheese, but I have made this recipe in the past, and my children are actually people that would give that cottage cheese nose to things. They couldn't even tell that it was in there because the cheese melts down as it's baking in the oven, so you can't even tell that it's cottage cheese in there. So we're gonna just stir this all together, and it's going to make a nice creamy base that we're going to pour on the top of our taco meat in the pan. So we'll stir it all up here, get it good and combined. And now we're going to pour it on top of our taco meat that we have in the pan already. Very good. And then you're just going to spread this out over the top of the taco meat. So it's got a nice layer, even it all out so we don't have one end that has less than the other. There we go. Very good. And now we're going to top it with some shredded cheddar cheese or jack cheese, or if you got pepper jack or mozzarella or whatever your preferred shredded cheese is. We're going to put that on the top. My little visitor is back. He loves meal prep time, always hoping something falls into his adorable mouth. So we're going to spread the cheese out on the top here. It's nice and coated. Again, we're kind of a cheesy family, so I tend to lay the cheese on a little thicker at our household than maybe what the recipe would call for. The recipe actually did only call for 8 ounces of cheese to be put on the top, but I know for a fact that that's more than that. And then we're also an olive family at our house, but if you're not an olive fan, you don't have to put olives on the top. The actual recipe that's going to be posted with the post tonight does not have olives on the top of it. It's just something that I'm adding to give it a little bit of extra flair. Once we get all of the olives put on the top here, spreading it out, we're going to pop it in the oven at 400 degrees for approximately 20 minutes, just until all of the cheese is golden bubbly, because the meat is already cooked. So the cottage cheese is going to melt down, the salsa is going to incorporate, and the cheese on the top is going to get good and bubbly. So we're going to bake it at 400 for approximately 20 minutes. Once that's done, we'll take it out and we'll have a post picture available for you. The nutrition facts information on this casserole, it serves 6 people, which is actually pretty big when you think about a 9 by 13 pan, so you get a really good hearty helping. It's going to serve 6 people. It's 367 calories. I believe it is only 6 grams of net carb and 45 grams of protein. That is a whole heck of a lot of protein. So if you're somebody who struggles to get enough protein during your day, this would be a great opportunity to really bulk up on that protein intake. So we're going to pop it in the oven. And we'll set a timer for 20 minutes. Stay tuned for the post plating picture. I hope you enjoy it and you enjoy your Taco Tuesday. Have a great night, everybody.